They ended up offering me a job at VaynerMedia. What's up, everybody? You know, it's kind of crazy to think that it's only about 2.5 years ago that I was struggling. I was looking for what to do. I knew I had this kind of skill with Facebook ads, but I was a struggling consultant trying to find business, trying to figure things. And one of the opportunities that came across my table at the time was Gary Vaynerchuck. We connected on social. He found out that I was running this little mini agency, if you will, and reached out, and at that time he was looking to start the paid media division at VaynerMedia. Long story short, they ended up offering me a job at VaynerMedia. I mean, it was at that point in my life where I was like, man, like, I need this job. I need to figure this out, and this is a great opportunity for me to potentially launch my career, but at the same time, I'm about to get married, and do I really want to work in the agency life, and is this really what I wanted to do? And so after a lot of struggle and back and forth and thinking, I made what I call the multi-million-dollar decision. Now, I didn't know it at the time, but I decided to turn down the opportunity at VaynerMedia. But just the other day, I ended up spending an entire day at VaynerMedia with Gary Vaynerchuck and team. And why that kind of was enlightening to me was literally as soon as I walked in the building and I walked into the office, my mind went back to that email and that conversation, and I was thinking, I literally could have been an employee here. This could have been my future, and now I was able to strategize and spend some time as a colleague of Gary's and a client, if you will, rather than just an employee. So I say all that. This is just kind of a nice little tee up or a setup that shows you a little bit about my trip and what we learned and some of the amazing things that came as a result of that. I took away some great things. I met some great people, had some great relationships, and I'm excited for what's to come. So here you go. Enjoy. We're going to New York. We made it. Here we are at the airport. Let's see if we get it. We finally made it. We're boarding. First aboard, as always, how I like it. We'll see you soon. Finally made it here, New York City, Hotel Americano. Trying to find my room. We'll see where we go. Good morning. After spending about 5 hours at the airport in secondary, finally got my clearance. Here we are, a long delayed flight from Toronto just because of the weather and the de-icing and the snow and the late incoming plane and all that. Finally getting into New York City last night around midnight, made the trek here. It is now Tuesday morning. We're about to get ready to head over to VaynerMedia. Just picked up my espresso chocolate bliss on my way walking New York City first thing in the morning. Fresh, nice weather actually. Not too bad, not too cold here in December. Busy, loud, sirens, horns, you know how it is, but we're looking forward to it. We'll see you soon. Here, just checking out the background. This is Gary Vee's office. This is where all the Ask Gary Vee videos are shot, as you can see. The background, here's where he says we can come and steal something from the background. I don't think I'm gonna do that, but check it out. Seeing how this operation is run at all times of the day. Again, saying that it's late at night. This is Gary's team. If you don't already know, They have 20 people working full-time just on Gary's personal brand.
There's a lot of great reasons to build a personal brand, both like on a selfish human level and on a business level. But the way to build the best and biggest personal brand is to not monetize the audience.
Yeah, right.
So one of the ways I figured out how to do that was to get book deals and speaking engagements where I wasn't monetizing the audience. I went to build super brands. I think what I've done much, much better than a lot of the things that could look like me, and why I sit where I sit versus others is the way I hold my breath to monetizing the audience. If you're in sales, you inevitably are giving up the leverage of brand.
Right.
It's personal brand. It's not personal sales. But what everybody wants to do in life is to build a personal brand to sell something.
Which is actually, what is, because I mean, we all had this conversation about your personal brand and how it's actually fed VaynerMedia and fed everything else. Like, what is your actual play on the personal brand? Because a $7 book once a year? I mean, what is the actual play?
To feed, to have halo, like.
For everything else. I
think the Jets will be the most popular team in football in 31 years. Because when I win them and I have 41 million adoring fans, they'll all be like, well, now I'm a Jets fan now. I used to be a Browns fan. I really believe, I'm not kidding. It's because you guys know a lot about me, that's really what it is. And thus, VaynerMedia, $150 million company that we don't really win RFPs. We just like when I think about the last $5 million, 4 different things, they were given to us because of me.
Right.
And then we have to deliver, and we spend a lot of time on being steak. But there's a huge halo effect. I mean, what the fuck are you guys doing here?
Yeah. So it's the halo effect.
It's the halo effect. Like you're literally wearing your watch because of brand.
It's true.
That did not sell you.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like it's brand. It's the Boston Red Sox. It's everything. It's absolutely everything.
As you can see, spent a few hours, actually all day here at the VaynerMedia office, and it was great. I mean, it's like 8:00 p.m. here, and as you can see, people are still working at 8 p.m. here at VaynerMedia. So that's just kind of how it is. Good morning, 5 a.m. here, Wednesday morning. Finishing up my trip here in New York City. We gotta go call an Uber. Here he comes. Yeah. Hey, how are you? Thank you very much. Alright, so finally made it to the airport. Here's what I learned about flying to the airport. First thing, do not take Qualia Step 2 on an empty stomach, just like the bottle recommends. Hey, I was in a rush this morning, didn't have time for breakfast, took my Qualia Step 2, made me a little nauseous. And then the second thing I learned is that if you're going to take an Uber here in New York, be prepared for a little bit of a bumpy, curvy ride. These guys drive fast and they want to get you on time or whatever it be. So little Step 2 Qualia without food mixed with a New York City Uber drive. That's going to make things a little bit tough. I feel really wheezy. I'm going to try and find some breakfast so I can feel a little bit better and hop on this plane so I can get home. All right? Just make note. Any of those? What do you think? I don't think so. Walking the long, dark halls of Newark, New Jersey's airport, heading to the gate. Hopefully there's a lounge there so I can put some food in my stomach and feel a little better here. We'll see. Yeah. Hey, let's here in the Maple Leaf Lounge restroom. But here's the thing. Let's hope you're not in any need of water, because if you do, it took me like 15 minutes to wash my hands, because this is what you get. I think this lounge needs to really upgrade. Hey babe, good morning. Good morning, baby. So I'm waiting in the lounge. Got about an hour to kill. It's like 7:40 a.m. I do have to teach a webinar a little bit later today to Joe Polish's Genius Network Elf Group. So here's a little sneak peek. What we're working on here. See, we're gonna reveal some of the 3C, as I call it, predictable profit process. Good stuff going on here. I'll be excited to share that with everybody at some point. There's a lot of good things going on. If you hear a little bit of yelling in the background, that's just because the system is down and people want to get into the lounge, and he's not letting them. So, and we're in New York City, so something might break out here, and it might get a little crazy. But I'll see you soon. Thank you. So after a bumpy ride, we finally made it. 1 hour, 15 minutes. Made it home. Now just waiting for the ride to come. And we're finally good to get back to the house. Find your dream, chase your dream, and more importantly, don't compromise or make decisions strictly on convenience or on money.